Hello, everybody. My name is Catherine Andrioli with the Davidson Community Players. We hope you are staying healthy and safe out there. I'm joined today by one of our longest standing actors, Mr. Jim Esposito. We're so happy to have you, Jim. But, as we all know, we're in quarantine right now with this pandemic situation. So we really wanted to make a difference for our audience and our viewers and really just to take this time to help you guys get to know our actors off the stage. Many of you have seen Jim in our productions, and he's here today to tell us a little bit about himself and his experience with DCP. So, Jim, thank you so much for joining us from home. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in Davidson Community Players?
Well, this is going to be, I'm hoping you're going to be able to see my t-shirt. I'm going to pan down here. I don't know if you can see it or not.
That's wonderful.
That is Matt Merrill, your executive director, and myself met and did the first play, Blithe Spirit, in 2000. So that's 20 years ago, long time ago. That was my first play with DCP. And not want to talk about Matt the whole time, but he and I have done 7 plays together on stage and directed each other once. So been around a long, long time.
Yes.
Back in those days, Davidson didn't have a home, if you will. They did their plays at Hodson Hall, which has been converted now on the campus to a black box theater. And then they, in 900 room, which is upstairs outside the Duke Family Performance Hall. And that's where they did their plays. I mean, there was not a whole lot going on there. I'm trying to remember, but I think it was 2001 or 2. They had just finished completing the Duke Performance Hall. And Matt and I starred in My Fair Lady on the Duke stage, which is like a professional theater. It still is today. And Matt was Higgins and I was Pickering. And so that was my second time doing that show. Had a lot of fun with that in My Fair Lady. Boy, a lot of things happened in between here and there. I've been at least 10 or 12 with Davidson over the years. I can't remember all of them. This past season, however, was just thrilling for me. I got to do Wait Until Dark, and I was the bad guy in Wait Until Dark. But then at Christmas, we did Jacob Marley's Christmas Carol. And it was probably the most unusual show Davidson's ever done. And with 4 characters who gelled together in an outstanding script, and the audiences just loved it. So it was a lot of fun.
And I wanted to actually ask you about your role in that show when many of us saw you transform your voice. And I remember you said you still lost your voice a couple weeks after that. But tell us how that experience was doing that character.
My voice, believe it or not, is still a little hoarse. I've been coughing for a while, and no, I don't have corona. I have something other than 6 weeks ago. But I talked like that when I was Scrooge, and I actually hurt my voice a little bit. I mean, I'm fine. I feel fine. It's not painful, but I did screw up my voice a little bit. It'll be fine here, I'm sure, in more weeks, whatever. So
how exciting was it to be able to be a part of that show? As you said, one of the most unique shows we've ever done with only 4 characters.
Yeah, it was absolutely thrilling, And when you called me, I got to thinking about some of my favorite roles at DCP. Doc in Leading Ladies, and there's a wonderful story about Leading Ladies, a kissing story with me and Matt, and I'll let Matt tell that story some other time. And I got to play at the Armour Street, the grandfather in Over the River and Through the Woods, which was another one of my favorite roles there at DCP.
Mm-hmm.
You had asked me about commercials and
so another thing, you've done a lot of film work as well, and so I'm sure that DCP has kind of helped that experience. But I know
it was. I was in a play, and we were out for drinks after, and a couple of my fellow actors, I don't even remember what play it was, said, "Hey, my agent this and my agent that." And I said, "What are you talking about, an agent? I never had an agent." He said, "Well, if you want to do commercial work, you need to get one." I said, "Well, okay." And so, long story short, I signed up with an agency, and I had one audition a month for a year and got nothing. And then in a 3-month period, I got 4 commercials in a 3-month period. Bang, 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 bang. I was a butcher with Harris Teeter. A lot of people have seen me in that years ago. I was a mailman during Christmas, singing Deck the Halls with a border collie attached to my pant to my leg with his teeth, pulling them down the street with the mail sack. Um, oh gosh, just a lot of different things over the years.
What
It's
is
been a
your
lot of
advice for some of our young, maybe our youth actors who are trying to break into that aspect? What's your advice to them? Because you've been through this.
I'm glad you asked me that because there are people out there who want to sign up young people and they want money up front. First piece of advice is don't do that. If you get an agency, you sign up with an agency, and they don't get paid until you get paid. That's how it's supposed to work. The others are, I'm not saying they're illegal, but they're kind of a little immoral. They just want to get money from the young people, and there's no guarantee of anything. The other thing about the business is it's right look, right place, right time. I'm a little short, fat Italian guy. They're looking for they're looking for a 40-year-old, good-looking man. I'm not going to get there. I'm not even going to audition, right? So it's all about the look. It's not how good of an actor you are. Well, in some cases it is, but it's pretty rare. It's usually what you look like and how it goes. So.
Well, they're lucky to have you. So my last question for you is, what are you doing during this quarantine?
Watching a lot of TV, cooking. In fact, I got something in the oven. I got to go get out of here in a second. I made a French tart, a French apple cake that looks fantastic. And I'm working on a house. In fact, I'm repairing my garage door, need some work and that sort of thing. I go to the store normally. I go to the big box store, the drugstore, and that's about it. So
Taking
I'm a positive thinker. I mean, I'm sick and tired of hearing all the negative stuff. I mean,
Yes,
let's go forward. It's going to go away eventually. So
it will, and the show will go on. So thank you, Jim, for
yes,
joining us. Thank you for sharing your experience with us and, helping those young actors with their aspirations. So we want you to stay safe and, keep us posted on how you're doing. But
thank you. You too, and hope to be on stage next season.
absolutely. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We will continue to have our actors on here, and we want everyone to continue to stay safe. Thanks so much.